Hello and welcome to Wildy Bar, and in this video I'm going to show you an easy way to create a square hole in a block of wood. Yeah, okay, it's just a square hole. Should be easy, shouldn't it? Yeah, it's not so bad if the hole goes all the way through the block of wood, but this one doesn't. It's what you call a blind hole, so you can't see through. But I want to put a square hole in a, block of wood like this one, because I want to install these little neat thermometers, because I happen to be selling a load of wooden thermometers on Etsy at the moment. They're doing really well, especially in Germany for some reason. Yeah, maybe they're a bit Hofhauses, or the design is a little bit, mid-century modern maybe. I'm getting cleverer now, aren't I? Anyway, I'll show you how I do it, and how I do it so I can repeat it quite easily. Now, this isn't mass production, so most people can do this, providing you have a router. Yes, you could just do it with a router, but, you know, you're going to have to mark every single one. You're going to have to fence it all off and what have you to create your square hole. So what I like to do, I like to create a jig, which you can make really easily, just like this one. Now, you can make jigs out of anything, really, but I like to use plastic-covered wood. Not the plastic wrapping, no. I'm talking about, like, Formica. In this case, it's a piece of old floorboard, which is perfect for making jigs for houses. So if you've just got yourself a new laminate floor in the bathroom, don't do it, because they swell up. No. Actually, don't do it anyway, because they're rubbish. Get a proper wooden floor. Anyway, well, get yourself a bit of this, or maybe you've got some offcuts somewhere, and you can use this for making your jigs, so don't chuck it. Perfect for. Now, you might say, okay, I'm going to use a jig. You can use a router. Yeah, I'm going to use a router, which I'll show you in a moment. Well, I'll show you the router now, actually. It's a little Metabo router. And in here, I've got a guide fitted. This one here. Yeah. And as you can see, there's like a round bit in there. And the idea of that is, it will move inside this jig, like so, as you can see. Yeah? Simple, eh? Now, the problem here is, people, is, okay, if I want to create a hole that's 50mm wide and 25mm deep, and, or maybe 60mm long, or whatever it might be, well, if you got a hole out that size in your jig, because of the thickness of the guide, the distance between the side of the guide and the actual router bit itself, your hole's going to be too small. So you've got an eye for that. In this case, it's about 2.5mm. Now, what I tend to do is, when I cut my holes, I do all my marking out, and I make it a little bit on the shy side, so a little bit smaller than it needs to be. And then I can then take a file to the edges, what have you, and to make it fit perfectly. Perfect. As I want it, you see. So that's what I do with that. Now, I'm going to show you one which I'm going to actually go right without for you, so I can show you. Yeah, that's the idea. As you can see, I'm having to make quite a few of these blooming things. All of a sudden, my Etsy's gone stupid. Yeah, for wooden thermometers. I've got 12 on order just today. And most of them are going to Germany, and their postage is horrendous. Well, it is if you post from France. I wouldn't like to post from the UK or to the UK, because you've got the CN21 or 22, 23 forms and stuff you've got to fill in. There's a load of script you've got to do now because of Brexit. Yeah, I don't like that. No. So what we're going to do, we are going to mount one of these blocks, which I've got over here. There we go. There it is. Yeah. Into my jig. I'll create a little fence that's in the right place, you see. And that way I can guarantee pretty much that every single one of these little blocks are going to be correctly positioned. Yeah? Because I want that hole to be at the top of my block of wood. Like that one. Yeah? So what I'm going to do is, we're going to put it in there, that was a bit, I'm going to keep falling out, it's a bit annoying, isn't it? Or the jig could slide as you're using it, and then you'll either end up with a really wide hole, square hole, or a funny shaped square hole. It's not what we want. So I've got another little fence here. A little bit of wood I stick on there like so. And I clamp that before I put it in my vise. Yes, I'm going to use a vise. I do like using a vise. You don't have to use a clamp it to the bench or whatever you want to do. And that grabs that as well, the actual blank that we're going to cut the hole in. Oh, it didn't fall out. Ain't that handy? Yeah. And then I'll take it to my vise over here. So let's go over to the vise. Here is the vise. And I'm going to bring it down a little bit to get to the... There you go. There's the vise. And my router. So I'm going to grab... Because of the way I've done the jig, you see I can still grab the actual piece of work itself with the vise, yeah? Otherwise, it potentially could fall out and you'd have to clamp it in this way. All the pressure I put on the top will hold the clamp into place. So I don't have to do anything else. So all I'll do is I'll plonk that on there like that, into my vise, like so. Tighten it up. You don't squeeze the merry hell out of it, no. And like always, what I do is I put my trousers up, like so. Yeah, she's a good idea. Scare. Get a bit of candle wax and wax it. You don't have to do it every single time, but I did that time just to show you. And here's my little router, which has already got the depth set on there. And this depth is set, as you can see on here, on this stop. My dear wife, she crept in, realised I'm making a video, and then she crept off again. Oh, it won't take long anyway, so she'll have to wait. So, easy way to set the depth here is, if you're going to allow for the actual depth of the collar, the guide, sorry, and everything else, and the depth of the actual thickness of your jig, what you do is you plonk that on there like so. So the router bit is hitting the cutter, it's hitting your workpiece, like so. And then all you've got to do is, whatever thickness this is here, it's got to be there. Yeah? So you can, it's a bit awkward with this, because obviously, you know, it's not that awkward actually, because it doesn't matter if it's a little bit deeper. So I'll just make sure that will fit in there, which it does, just about there. And that's the correct depth. Easy. A bit more, it's moving. It's always a bit loose, that screw. Yeah, like that. That's it. So that's now to set my depth exact. I actually want a little bit deeper than that. I want a little bit of air space behind it, because it's a thermometer, you see, you need air in it, don't it? Otherwise, you know, yeah, it's not going to work, is it? It'd be very clever, wouldn't it? So, what we'll do now is we're going to turn it on. We'll set the depth to where I want it to be. So just a little bit, here we go. Down a bit, up. Now I'm not all the way through yet, all the way down yet to the bottom of the hole. I've still got another couple passes to do. So don't try and overdo it. A little bit at a time and work your way down to the full depth that you want it to be. So let me just bring forward so you can see what I'm doing. So as you can probably see there's my hole. I'm not all the way to the bottom yet. But make sure you clear the sawdust away as you go. I use the air like that, because otherwise it catches into the bit and it just creates a lot of heat. You know, if you're not careful, you can actually set the thing alight. I've never done that, so I don't know. It might be possible. Now on the final pass, because we're at the full depth now. Yeah, wear safety specs and a mask. I can't mask them because I'll talk to you. Generally wear safety specs. So on your final pass, make sure you've got all the corners. Yeah, so all the flats and the corners all the way around. Now, normally I get a lot more vigorous for that. I get a lot saucy with what I do. So, you know, obviously for the sake of what's shown you in the video, I was a little bit slow. But it would be quicker, a lot quicker. So now we have a hole. Yes, we do. I'm not kidding you. We have a hole, a square hole, that happens to have round corners because the actual bit itself is round, you see. So yeah, we've got to do something about that. There's various ways you can do it. So let's do that, shall we? I reckon we should. Pet over here we go. Sorry if I'm wonking you about a bit. Like I said, I'm not editing this video, so it's real. It's an honest video, that's what I like to call them, honest. So I'll pop that out of there, put the jig to one side. Oh, I can plonk my bum down too. Knock the old muck out. As you can see, we've got round corners hole, and that can't go in. It won't go in because they're round corners. So what do we do about that? Well, there's various ways. Now I've got a little gadget I use. It's nifty, it is. Yeah, really, they work really well actually, and they're not very expensive. You could use a chisel, clean out the corners to make them square, but obviously that's laborious. Or you could get yourself one of these. I'll leave a link in the description. And this is a Trend corner chisel, and it's got a sprung-loaded blade in there. And these things are really, really handy. There are some Chinese imported versions, but you know, I got this relatively at a good price. Really, they're not very expensive anyway. And this is the Trend one. And every so often, what you'll find is bits of muck will get caught in there. It's gone a bit sticky. Yeah, so you have to undo these two screws, one there and there's one there, just to release it all. Or this one on the back here, and then that'll slide out. There's a spring in there, and it's clean and gets gunked up inside. You see, and as you see, it's not returning all the way as it should do. Yeah. Now you need to return all the way, because what happens is, well, you'll see in a minute. Yeah, that'll be in the way there, so it needs to be all the way. So what I'll do is I'll just pull that at the moment. So it is clean, and these are clean. So what you do is you just push it into the corner like so, using the guide at the top. You grab yourself a little mallet or some description. I'm using a 4 hammer. There. And it creates a square hole. It cuts the round corners out. Yeah, and you've got these two little guys. There's no marking. Notice I ain't used a pencil. No pencil used at all. And that's because we used a jig. Yeah. And that's because we used this. So, well, I suppose I wouldn't use pencil for audible by eye really, but if that was the case I was using the chisel, but it takes a lot longer with a chisel. It's obviously a lot easier. You've got to make sure it's pulled all the way up, else it won't work. Yeah. So you've got to make sure it's all the way up top. Now, so that spring in there is a bit weak. I have had it for quite a long while now, so it's been used quite a lot. So probably do for a replacement. They're quite easy to sharpen, and I haven't sharpened it yet. I haven't needed to yet. I say that, it probably does need a sharpen. But just sharpen these flats, you know, on a flat diamond stone, and that'll do the job. Or an oil stone. Just to take, yeah. They work really well. I'll just do a couple of times like that. Yeah, that looks good. So now we have a square hole. And then we have our thermometer. It could be anything we'll put, you know, square into a square hole. And as you see, it slides in there nicely. Yeah? Okay, it isn't finished yet, because it's got to be all round and nice and tactile, you see. Yeah, it's got to be made nice. And then it's going to have a nice wooden little stamp on here, branding on the right on the bottom here as well, so it becomes my product, you see. And these are selling really well. Really simple little thermometers like this, a little digital thermometer and hydrometer built in. So yeah, and as you said, they're really easy to make. If you start making on eBay, I'm going to copyright them, if that's possible. I really don't care. Yeah, so they're more, okay, so that's what we do. And as you see, you can repeat that again and again and again and again, and you get a repeatable square hole, effectively. Yeah. Yeah, that one is doing. That one's done yet. Oh, that one, not done yet. Oh, that one's done. What about that one? Is that one done? No, that ain't done yet. But yeah, get repeatable square holes anyway. It's always a good idea to have a repeatable square hole. Yeah, so you can put multiple thermometers in there. Or whatever you want to put in there. Yeah. Anyway, I'm waffling now, aren't I? Yeah, that I am. So make yourself a jig like that. Very simple. Whatever, it can be any shape. Any shape you like. And I cut this out, literally on my little fret saw, but you cut out whatever way you like. You could even come in from the side if you want. Cut your hole out. And then come back out that same hole. If you've got, you know, if it's a jigsaw you're using or something like that, just make sure you create some stability on the side here, because it'll be all floppy. A bit like me. Yeah, so, whatever way you want to make it, you can make it out of separate pieces. Like my stair jig, I made that of all separate pieces of wood, because that way I got the most accurate jig. And in this case, it's just, yeah, simple. And simple things are the best. That's why I'm great, you see. No? Okay. Anyway, don't forget to click like and subscribe. Yeah, boot the old like button. And maybe, yeah, the old bell icon thingy as well, because obviously, yeah, you'll get notifications every time I upload another video, and that will put a warm fuzzy feeling in your pocket, you know. Oh, okay. Well, check out other videos as well. I'll do all hints and tips and tricks and stuff. And I do want to make more regular videos. But it's quite hard in a minute. It's flipping cold, and I've had a flipping cold too. Anyway, that's enough of me. So I'm going to say thank you for joining me and getting to the end of my video. And have a lovely Christmas. Christmas. Oh, soon. Not yet, but soon. Santa's going to come down the chimney. Yeah. He's going to have a hell of a job down my pellet stove, that he will. Ta-ta.